Hey guys, I wanted to reflect with you now that the activation has just taken place for the full moon and we're at this time of, change of seasons, Passover, Easter, and all this powerful energy coming up inside of us and all around us. And the message of the activation was really this. And the message of this time is really this. As we remain connected to our purpose in a way that is simple, we're able to stay on the path of devotion and commitment to it. It has to be simple, okay? Meaning, on one level, we understand our purpose as bringing heaven to earth. That can seem really complex for people. So if we simplify it, it really just looks like doing acts of goodness, because that is bringing heaven to earth. And I'll tell you why. And I've told you why for years. I talk about this again and again in all of my videos. I write about it constantly. And this is it right here. The light of the soul is the light eternal. It is the light of compassion, also known as the all virtuous light. Okay, so if you think of that all virtuous light of compassion as the great eternal white light, when that light comes through the prism and it fractals, it becomes this world that we see, right? The world of many. It goes from the world of one to the world of many. And that white light breaks up into the light of the colors of the rainbow, right? And you can see each color as a different virtue. So you have that one white light of compassion, and when it breaks up into the many different virtues. So compassion encompasses all of the other virtues. So whenever you're doing an act of virtue, let's say you're exhibiting kindness, you are exhibiting patience, you are acting on the light of patience within yourself, right? Let's say you're acting on modesty. Let's say you're acting on forgiveness. When you perform an act of virtue, what you are doing is taking the light of who you really are, the light of compassion, and you're actualizing that light. You're taking that light from within yourself and you are becoming an instrument for it, and you are allowing it to be multiplied through the vessel that is you and released into this world. That's literally bringing heaven to earth. That's our shared purpose. That's what we are all here to do. And then it gets more complex, as we examine our individuality, our gifts, how that light is uniquely expressed through each of us. Yes, it gets complex. But on the simplest level, we are all here with that same shared purpose of actualizing that light of compassion in this world. And there is, again, nothing more important than this. It's why we are here, right? So the activation was all about anchoring into that space of awareness of who we are and why we're here, what our purpose really is of doing acts of goodness, right? And if we become so rooted in that, then we can kind of let go of our little scripts we've been writing. All the plans that we, have been writing about or envisioning or intending on carrying out. If we just kind of let it go for a moment at the time of this full moon, the time of this powerful energy, and just recommit to the path of bringing heaven to earth, recommit to using our energy to do acts of goodness, being an instrument for the divine. If we just stay in that and let go of the plans for a moment, new information will be revealed to us. And we have to be willing to integrate what we are shown. We have to be willing to integrate that new information. If you see that something you've been working on is no longer the best model, if you see that new information is coming in that you can apply to that blueprint to make it the new best version, then you've got to do that. It's like Maya Angelou said, right? Do your best until you know better, then do that. It's the same simple archetypal concept. So as new information comes in, how willing are you to adapt and revise the script you've been writing? And this is another reflection right now at this potent time. It's not about the physical outcome of the decisions you're making. It's about the decision-making process itself. It's about your ability to cultivate truth. It's about your ability to connect to truth, which lives in the heart, which is your compass. Okay? It's about your ability to use that compass to make decisions. It's not about the actual outcome, physically speaking, because all of those details will fade away anyway. This whole process of, being on the path, walking the journey, and coming to some destination, the destination is never final. That's why it's not really about the destination. It's about the path, right? And so if you are facing a decision right now, which we always are in each moment, there are always decisions to be made. So whatever decisions you are facing right now, please remember, it's not about the physical outcome. It's not about the details of those decisions that apply to time and space. It's about the timeless. It's about the no space. It's about the thing in there in your situation that is eternal, and the only thing in that situation or in any situation that's eternal is the light. So if you find yourself facing some difficult decisions right now, hang tight. It's the full moon. Information is being revealed. And remember, it's not about the place you're going to arrive at once the decision is made. It's about your ability to connect to the truth in your heart and make the decision. It's about your ability to connect to your intuition. Okay, so for example, if you have multiple choices and you have to choose, you want to be able to have developed your ability to connect to your heart's compass, to hear your intuition in such a way that you can close your eyes and you can imagine saying yes to each of those paths, and you can feel in your bones which path is going to bring you the most opportunities that have to do with why you really came here. Which choice is going to bring you the most opportunity to continue to be the next best version of yourself, to continue to bring more light into this world? Which path is going to bring you more opportunities to transform vice into virtue, to release the light that is within the darkness? And you might look, and your ego might say, oh, well, this path is going to be the hardest, so I should take that on because those challenges is what's going to light my fire, and I'm going to, blast through those challenges, and I'm going to, like this situation, if I choose it, is going to really challenge my ability to be honest. So you know what? I take on that challenge. I'm going to choose that path because it's going to make me move from being a dishonest person to an honest person. No, think again. It is not that simple. It is not that simple. That's called, ego logic. That's human logic. And we have to make decisions that are connected to our intuition, which goes beyond all that. Goes beyond all that reasoning. So don't think it's that simple. You're not going to be able to just go, oh, these are my different choices, and if I choose this, it's going to give me, more opportunities to move through that, dishonesty and be honest. Or, hey, I'm not going to choose that path because that would be too easy. It's not like this, okay? It doesn't have to do with human reasoning. When we're making choices, we should be connecting to that place in our heart that is so deep that it goes beyond all this logic and reasoning. Of course, you want to temper, intuition with logic. Of course, you're not going to choose the path that's going to be your ultimate demise. You're not going to choose a path if deep inside your intuition is telling you that's going to be masochistic, okay? If you choose that, you're going to choose unnecessary chaos. No. Okay? We absolutely want to use logic to the degree that it protects us from unnecessary chaos, unnecessary crisis, or inflicting pain upon others. Like, yeah, definitely use your brain, okay? If it's going to bring pain to others, it's a no-go. So there's a place for that logic. But what you need to understand is it's not so simple. It's simple when it comes to, like, is someone going to get hurt? Of course, the logic tells you don't do that. But it's not so simple as, oh, well, this path is going to, bring me these challenges in being honest or forgiving or loving. It's much deeper. So it really needs to be an intuitive process. And understand this, whatever you're going through right now that is a catalyst for you to deepen that intuition is going to serve you for the rest of this life and beyond. Because the work that you do there, the work that you do in connecting to your intuition is true, spiritual, holy work. And it's going to affect the way in which you are able to connect to your intuition for years to come. Meaning, if you are able to use your current circumstances to more deeply connect to your intuition now, that connection will be with you forever. That work cannot be undone. We only go up, up, up from here. So that's the key right now. That's what's really important. How deeply are you remembering that that's why we're here? It's not about, oh, this new job you're about to take on and the new people that you're even going to meet there and the money it's going to bring you, or the new house that you're going to move into, or the new car that you're going to get. Like, none of that even matters. It's all temporary, right? What really matters is how you're choosing what you're choosing. Self-reflecting and going, what is making me choose that? Because all that stuff behind the surface, my reasoning for why, is reflecting my ability or inability to connect to my intuition. And so if I can use my intuition to make a decision, meaning I can tap into the feeling in my bones, the feeling deep within myself that says, you know, this is the path that's going to bring me the most opportunity to be a virtuous person. If I can connect with that, then what's going to happen in the future as I'm faced with more decisions, as I'm faced with the need to make, you know, a decision, you know, 1 year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, I will have a deeper capacity to do that because I will have already done this work that put me in connection to my intuition. Again, that work can never be taken from you. So the deeper you go right now with this work, it's going to serve you, and it's going to serve the one literally for eternity. Literally forever. So that's what really matters, okay? The house that you're moving into, that's going to crumble. The job, that company might sell a year from now, 5 years from now. It's not about that. It's about how you are making the choices you are making. Is your decision-making process built upon this idea of the truth of who you really are and why you came here? For example, you can be choosing, you know, which house to move into because you really like, you know, the neighborhood. It's not about the neighborhood. It's about who you are and your trajectory on this soul's mission, which we all share, bringing more heaven to earth, being on the virtuous path. Which one do you feel in your heart is going to bring you the most opportunity to be the best you so that we can be the best one? Okay, so your decision-making process should reflect a deep knowing of who you are and why you're here. Period. So at this sacred time, when we're experiencing all this heightened energy, we can use that energy to further root into our purpose of acting on goodness, our purpose of actualizing the light of compassion. And if we just stay there, then no matter what changes all around us, we will move through those changes with grace. You got this.